a lot of them were asking what kind of music I liked. So I've made this little montage for you to listen to.
And the blood gave life to the branches of the tree.
Everybody knows that the dice are loaded. I got frightened too.
Let me fall out of the window with confetti in my hair.
Why don't you ask the kids at Tenement Square?
Oh, seriously.
I'm stuck inside the future, and life is chaotic. The government is psychotically racist and robotic. In the land of the pigs, the butcher is king.
Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door.
So my daddy, he spanked my butt. He turned me into his super spanky slut.
It's not a miracle when you beat a disease, please. It's not a miracle when you breed and receive a baby from a lady. It's nature. You can pray to a tree. It don't mean the seasons are changing because you believe in the leaves.
Here's one for you. Would you ever consider a relationship with a moderately/deeply religious person? If so, what kind of boundaries would you set up? If my choice is between a short, fat, frumpy atheist girl that agrees with everything I say and you know, a big-titted, bubble-butted, buxom, blonde Christian that doesn't agree with shit and is dumb as a rock, I'll probably choose her. It's kind of my weakness. I'd be friends with a fat girl, but, you know, that's just the way I am, sorry. Answer this. Did you tell your parents you are gay yet? Nope. I had my boyfriend do it. Kaylin666, why do you like this song? You're referring to the song in the question video, which is, I think it's called Wild Rose or something. It's by Nick Cave and Kylie Minogue. I don't know if I'm pronouncing her name right. It's a kind of a song about this guy who kind of romances this girl and gets her involved in her first kind of like love affair and stuff, and then bashes her head in with a rock. I like it because it's pretty fucking twisted, and I like twisted shit. Seriously, why do you live in LA? Why would I live anywhere else? I've asked this before and received the reply. I think he means no reply. So here it is again. Since you asked, what is your opinion of those who hold the belief we were created by an alien race who landed on this planet 500,000 years ago, and Adam and Eve were products of bioengineering for the purpose of slavery? I think they're fucking crazy. On a political scale, you consider yourself what? Libertarian. What do you think of Canada? Nothing. What do you think of Britain? Cool accents. If God existed and was a donut and showed himself to you, would you eat him, forever killing him, or let him live? Eat him. If you could have a superpower, what would it be? I'd have the power to control people's minds. Although it'd be kind of worthless since most people don't have minds. Let's see. You were not fed the opium of the masses since you were born. When I was a child of Christian parents, I was scared because of family affairs or because of neighborhood violence or boogie monster. I would imagine an angel standing over my bed and it would comfort me. Have you ever in your youth, and more importantly, do you ever nowadays, envy the comfort, safety, solace, and solace a spiritual person can obtain by believing in supernatural things, as imaginary as they may be? Not really, because if you accept the angels and all that stuff, then you also have to kind of accept the demons. So it really kind of evens itself out. I mean, if you believe you have guardian angels, you also believe there's malicious spirits out there trying to fuck you. So really you're caught in the crossfire of this big war between heaven and hell and good and evil. I prefer not to buy into any of that. and I don't really need much comfort. Let's see. Yes, I know stupid questions, but hey, fun for you. That's not a fucking question. Did you / are you attending college? If so, which? No. If not, do you intend to? No. And what other stuff do you do in your spare time? This is pretty much it right now. When I'm not working, I'm doing this. This is my hobby. I have other hobbies, but I will not discuss them at present. What size baseball cap do you wear? I can't find ones that fit me. My head is the size of a watermelon. For one to know for sure they are not gay, do they have to admit to the fact that they thought about it? For example, have you thought about being gay before? I mean, if you want to come suck my cock, I'll give it a shot. You seem like a guy who would be up for trying mind-altering substances. I know most people enjoy mushrooms and LSD, but I was wondering if you have ever experienced salvia. I met Sally D a few times, and it was very unique. Any thoughts? Yeah, I bought some salvia divinorum from this website, and it didn't do jack shit for me. I sat in a room, and I waited for shit to happen, and shit didn't happen. I kept trying, I was even trying to make myself hallucinate. I'm like, start hallucinating, come on, baby, take effect. Nothing happened. $50 too. Please explain the Tree of Life, what it is, compare and contrast that to a tree of knowledge between good and evil. I don't really have time to get into it. I'm trying to breeze through these questions as fast as possible because there's a lot of them. I don't have time to explain the Tree of Life, and I'm not an occultist, so I don't know why you would ask me to in the first place. I know that there's a book called it's a book that was not put in the Bible called the Book of the Penitence of Adam that you might find interesting. It talks about how Adam and Eve's third son Seth returns to the garden, and the tree of knowledge and the tree of life had grown together into one single tree. And I believe that somehow Seth obtained a seed of the tree of knowledge, and it was placed on his father's tongue when Adam died, and it grew into the tree that was used to hang Jesus from the cross. I don't know if you're familiar with it, but it's a pretty interesting read. It's kind of archaic. It might be better to just try to find a summary, because reading the actual book is kind of boring. But the story is kind of compelling, and I like mythology. What are your favorite video games? I don't really play video games, but I like Silent Hill 2. Do you like Dungeons and Dragons? No. I don't. Not even a little. Given that you do not believe in a god and I do you ever do things in private that are virtuous? I admit I do, but seek a reward in doing so. In so doing. Do you think I should dare to be an atheist and thus free myself from a pie-in-the-sky mentality? If so, what is the risk? What is it that I risk losing? You should watch some of my earlier videos, because I kind of cover a lot of that in there. But I would say, I'm not a big virtuous person. I don't really go around doing random acts of kindness. I mean, I do the small little kindnesses. I mean, I put tips in the tip jar and I open doors for people, but I'm not, sitting in bed at night, oh man, I gotta give to some charities or something. It just doesn't really, it's not really me. I just don't feel like I'm compelled to do that, at least not at this point in my life. I could develop that mentality later on. But yeah, I mean, I do nice. I mean, if a homeless person comes up to me on the street, even I'll give them some money, even if I know they're going to spend it on booze or whatever. Because I mean, I don't know. I feel like I don't like to get a big corporation or something involved, and I just, I guess that I don't know. Just charity is. I guess I am pretty charitable, but I don't know if it's necessarily out of a sense of kindness, or maybe just out of a sense of I would want them to do it for me. I guess it comes from a golden rule thing. I don't really think it has much to do with religion. But plenty of people get into that in other videos that you could watch, and I think you have to decide some of that for yourself. Do you ever feel as if religion causes more problems than it actually fixes, despite what people believe? You need to watch my videos. That's kind of like one of the main talking points. Why is your poetry so dark and evil? LOL. Do you have any major negative experiences? Oh, I skipped one. I'll go back to it. I ask because a lot of how you talk and act seems suspect. I don't know. I can't be completely myself on YouTube. I wouldn't consider myself to be a dark person, but I'm definitely a person that has a big dark side, and I like to give it. I think that I'm very dualistic in nature, and you're never going to. As long as you're only experiencing me in like one medium like this, you're not really going to experience the full 360 degrees of everything that encompasses my personality. You're never going to see much more than what I want you to, and that's kind of. I don't know how to answer that. I think that art is more personal than just sitting here talking to you guys, standing here talking to you guys. It's about expressing my deepest, innermost feelings and all that shit. So, that's kind of the question I cover in the last poem in that particular video that you're referring to. If you listen to that poem, Gorkins, once again, I think you'll see that I kind of addressed that question in there. Why are you patriotic? Isn't that similar to faith? If, say, Ottawa became an American state, would you love it the same way you love, say, Delaware? I don't love Delaware. I could give a fuck less about Delaware. I'm patriotic in the sense that I'm very much. I find myself really relating to the principles of our founding fathers. And I think that this nation has always had kind of a libertarian streak in it. It's kind of almost like a subconscious biorhythm that's always kind of beneath the surface. But I think that we definitely have that in us, and that's what I like, and that's why I would consider myself a patriot. Do you have a significant other? I'm not really big on that whole idea. I'd like someone that I could fuck good and regular and maybe take to movies and have decent conversations with. But I'm not really much for the whole love thing. I don't really think I have it in me to feel that much for somebody. I tried to fake it once before. It didn't really work for me. I'm not a very emotional person in that respect. The things I feel are very momentary. I don't feel these prolonged emotions that a lot of people feel. I don't really hold grudges, and I don't really fall in love with things. I'm more of a, I like this now, and tomorrow I may not. So that's not really, I don't know. Maybe I'll feel differently someday. I'm still young. But for now, I don't have one, nor do I believe I'll ever have one, but whatever. If everyone in the world knew that all races of people migrated from Africa, that even white people were once black, would it eliminate racism? Would racist words be less powerful, and would it then be socially acceptable to call each other nigga? I call people nigga now, so I don't have any qualms about it as is. I think racism is pretty stupid, but I think people are always going to find ways to be divided amongst each other. I think that there's a quote, I don't remember exactly how it goes or who said it, but it was it was pretty good. They said that if everyone woke up the same race tomorrow, they would find some new way to hate each other before lunch. I think, you're tall, or your eyes are blue and ours are yellow, whatever. It's just it's just kind of, we're always going to find some reason to be divided. I mean, even here's proof that it wouldn't, because even black people, lighter skinned black people and darker skinned black people are racist against one another. So I mean, that just tells you right there that it's people are just dumb like that. Who is your favorite founding father and why? I would say it's a tie between Thomas Paine and Thomas Jefferson, mostly because they were both so big on individual rights. And Thomas Jefferson was a slave owner, so I don't know about Thomas Paine. I don't think he was, but he could have been. I don't know a ton about their actual lives. I know a lot about their writings and stuff like that. So based on the ideas they put down, maybe didn't necessarily live by, but I would say that one of those two. What is your job and or main source of income? Shh. Why don't you punch your emo brother in the face for being emo? It's funny, this morning I actually did punch him in the face. We got in a little fight, and he punched me back. Neither of us hurt each other, but we both hurt our hands on one another. In fact, my hand has been sore all fucking day. I don't know how I'm going to jerk off later. What did your family think about the Amazing Atheist thing? Well, I got into something like a heated discussion with my stepfather, who didn't really understand the whole morality without religion thing. But I think I explained it to him so that he kind of grasped it, and we were cool. But it got pretty heated for a moment. My mom, I think that, I don't know, I get the impression that her religious beliefs are so, she's become so moderate in her beliefs that I think she's almost to the point where she's a non-theistic Christian, and she's not really offended by it. I think she's kind of, she watched my videos, I was sitting there watching them with her, and she was laughing at a lot of things. She was kind of embarrassed too, because everyone wants their son to grow up to be a doctor or a lawyer or something like that, and I grew up to be a long-haired Grizzly Adams type motherfucker ranting about how there's no God on YouTube. But she did think it was funny, so I think that she's pretty cool with it. My little brother thinks it's funny. I don't think he really understands what I'm talking about for the most part, but he probably will when he's older. My father doesn't know. Hopefully he never will. So there you go with that. Have you ever been accused or convicted of a crime? I was arrested once for breaking and entering. I have committed numerous acts of vandalism, and a few instances of assault, but I've never been charged. And that's about it. Nothing extraordinary or terribly uncommon for young whippersnappers growing up in this here modern world of ours. Does space end? How the fuck should I know? Favorite metal band? I don't like metal. The Dude of Life. Why am I reading the names all of a sudden? What do you think of the plight of the human race? What do you think the plight of the human race will be in, let's say, 100 years from now? Do you think religion of any kind will be prevalent still? I think Christianity will pretty much be gone, or at least so moderate and so neutralized that it's basically meaningless, kind of like it is in most parts of Europe. It's really hard, though, to think that Islam will be gone. I think that will take a little longer to go away, and that's a really bad thing. I think we really need to figure out some way to accelerate that process. But until we get rid of Christianity, we're kind of, our hands are kind of tied until we can get rid of Christianity, though. So, how long have you been growing your hair? I don't know, about 3 or 4 years. What you say when you sneeze and someone respond, "God bless you"? Nothing. Thanks, I guess. Sometimes I point out that it's kind of ironic that a God that lets millions of people suffer and starve every day gives a shit when I sneeze. But usually I just say thanks. I don't really give a shit. It's just an expression. I say "God damn it" all the time. It doesn't mean I believe in God. It's just part of common usage. It doesn't really infer anything. It's kind of like "go fly a kite" or something like that. It doesn't really necessarily mean to literally go do it. It's just an expression, and I think that's the same goes for "God bless you" and "God damn it." What is your source of income? How has your YouTube celebrity affected you on a personal or philosophical level, if at all? I think a lot of people think that have just known me from this, that I have become arrogant and conceited because I have a bunch of subscribers on YouTube. But anyone who knows me knows that this has pretty much always been the way I am. I've always been egocentric and totally megalomaniacal. It's just kind of who I am. So it hasn't really changed me at all. Who are your favorite film directors? Quentin Tarantino, Robert Rodriguez are my 2 favorite contemporary directors. Grindhouse. I would say my favorite director of all time is Akira Kurosawa. Seven Samurai is, in my opinion, just the most flawless film ever made. And I love Toshiro Mifune. I think he is probably my second favorite actor of all time, and Kurosawa worked with him on something like 15 films, and so he's a great director. Other than those 3, I don't really pay much attention to directors, and most of the directors that get paid attention to are ones that I don't really think much of. So that goes to that. I don't really give a shit about people like Spielberg or George Lucas or Fellini. I really fucking despise that fucking stupid son of a bitch David Lynch. I think that his movies are just the most god-awful fucking trash I've ever fucking seen in my life. It seems to me like he is like it seems like he's making movies that make about as much sense as Scientology, and I fucking hate him. So there you go. What would be your top X, pick a number, desert island books / series of books? As far as just pure entertainment goes, I've got to go with the Dresden Files books by Jim Butcher. I love those books. I think that they're really just, they're not at all lofty in ideology or anything like that. They're very just specifically for the purpose of entertainment, and but I love them. I think that they're written really well. They're constantly funny, and you're constantly going, how the fuck is he getting out of this one? It's almost like, it feels like a TV serial from back in the 50s. You're like, oh, Jesus Christ, how the fuck is he going to get out of this pickle? Or whatever. And I think that if I was stuck on a desert island, I'd be more interested in being entertained than in being philosophically enlightened, so I would read those. What's with all the hair? Is it because you're from hippie stock, biker gang, into metal? Are you so hairy all over? Do you hunt / fish? I'm hairy all over because I'm this weird thing that's kind of going extinct. it's called male is the thing. So I actually have body hair all over my body. I even have some on my back because I happen to be a real fucking man and not a little effete Backstreet Boy type. So that's that. I don't hunt, I don't fish. It's a waste of fucking time. I can go to the fucking store. Are you trained / read in formal classic philosophy? If so, who do you recommend and are your favorites? No, I'm not. What's your favorite movies, books, music, bands? We did the music thing, the books thing. I told you about the Dresden Files, and mostly aside from that, I read a lot of nonfiction because I am a novelist. I try not to read too many novels because I don't like it to start influencing what I do. And whenever I read a novel, and I notice that its style kind of bleeds into my own work, and I don't like that. So most of the stuff I read is nonfiction, and I don't tend to read nonfiction books because most topics cannot keep my attention for that long. So I read a lot of news, and I read a lot of magazines. In fact, I go to Barnes & Noble and spend about, I would say, $60, $70, $80 every 2 weeks on magazines just to read, a few articles from each, and that's really most of my reading. And I read a lot of stuff on the internet, of course, too. As for movies, I already mentioned Seven Samurai and anything by Kurosawa. I love Kill Bill. I love Sin City. I love the Dirty Harry movies. I love anything starring Clint Eastwood. I love my favorite movie, I think, besides Seven Samurai, or maybe even tying Seven Samurai, is Unforgiven. In fact, maybe Unforgiven is a little bit ahead, but not by much. It probably depends on the mood. But I love westerns in general too. I love Shane, and its more contemporary remake starring Clint Eastwood, Pale Rider. I'm anything that has explosions and tits and stuff and blood and gore. Pretty much that's me. I'm into that. So that's it. Oh, I love the scene in I think it's The Outlaw Josie Wales, where I saw this when I was really young, like I would say 10 years old, where they find the bandits find the girl in the wagon, and they take her out, and they start pulling off her dress, and you can see her ass hanging out. That was for me, that was wow. That was my big moment where I became totally an ass man for the rest of my life, and everyone else is check out those tits, and I'm always looking at the ass because that moment really cemented that fetish for me, and so it, and also A Clockwork Orange. I love the rape scene in that. A lot of people say, who could possibly be turned on by that rape scene? Me. I thought that was awesome. Singing in the rain, just singing in the rain. What a glorious feeling. I'm happy again. That's how that goes. How did you do in school? What was your first job? If you could name a planet, what would it be? In school, I did shitty because I did not try. I did not put forth even a little bit of effort. In fact, there were times where I put forth effort specifically towards the goal of failing. My first job is the job I hold now, which I'm not going to divulge because it's somewhat secret. It's not anything exciting. It's just something that it's kind of an internet entrepreneur thing, and I can't really reveal it at this time because I don't want anyone to steal my idea. But I put off getting a job as long as I possibly could, which was about till I was 18, and that's when I started doing what I'm doing now. And what was your other question? Oh, I can name a planet. Planet Doom, just because it's so cool, and I just want to hear people say, set a course for Planet Doom. Stuff like that. just want to hear it. So that's what I'd name my planet. What philosophy, if any, do you follow? I would say probably my political philosophy of libertarianism. I am an anarcho-capitalist for the most part. Not full-fledged. I mean, sometimes I am, but I kind of go back to being... I kind of jump between moderate libertarian and anarcho-capitalist. So, you know, it depends on which day you catch me. Let's see. Do you believe there's any good that comes out of religion? I don't know, maybe. I don't know. I don't care. Again, same question as posted earlier. Is your feeling on newer religions such as Scientology compared to classic forms? I make no distinction. What do you think will come of the current trend of Jesusifying political? Will it continue or fade away? Some of you people need to learn to fucking type, because you keep making me stumble on this shit. Jesusifying. It'll fade away. There's the reason for the resurgence is because the people have become a little bit cowardly. I think that will pass, and once it does, so will all this talk about God and country and shit. If Jesus were alive today, what do you think his feeling towards religion and politics would be? I think he'd be a cult leader, just like Charles Manson or David Koresh. If you think about infinity, and it's actually spelled infinity here, but I'm sure he meant infinity. If you think about infinity for a minute, would you consider the possibility that we are part of one being? No, I would not. Vice versa, yeah, blah blah blah. It's the same shit. It's that solipsistic shit again. No, I wouldn't consider that. It's not really solipsistic. I guess that's just New Age shit. Like, we're all one consciousness. We're all one being. The only person who ever said that I could muster any respect for at all was Bill Hicks, and that was only because he said it funny. Kind of like a huge loop. No, that's continuing. The same fucking person. He kept talking. If prompted, would you say the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag. Let's see if I remember this right. I pledge allegiance to the flag and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, over God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I only changed one word. If Jesus wanted to make you eggs for breakfast, how would you want them cooked? I wouldn't eat shit cooked by Jesus. I have higher standards than that. Sorry. There's another fucking page here, but it won't fucking get off. Okay. You've heard of Jesus camp. You've heard of Jesus camp. To counterbalance such things, would you be in favor of an atheist camp for children? There actually is such a camp. I saw it on some Barbara Walters special. The kids there look really happy. But I'm a libertarian, so I'm in favor of people having any kind of fucking camp they want. But I think it's really good to have an atheist camp. To have not necessarily, maybe not an atheist, but I think, you know, it's a good thing to have a camp that encourages free thinking and skepticism and stuff like that. And rational thought. And as long as it make it fun, as long as they don't bore the shit out of the kids. Because, you know, if you bore the fuck out of them, they'll turn to Christianity because they think we're no fucking fun. You gotta teach them, you know, you gotta let them, you know, let the kids, like, you know, girls over here, boys over there, and then kind of, like, be really lax about actually enforcing it. So then the kids will enjoy atheism and realize that we are the one true religion. I'm just doing that to piss Christians off, and, well, not really to piss them off, to confirm their suspicions. You are a religion, you said it. Yeah. Drive and motivation. Can you talk about purpose? What do you think? Do you think there is a purpose in life that people should generally follow? Especially, don't hurt things. Is atheism like existentialism? If so, how? Do you have my drawings? Oh, do you like my drawing of you on the Arsenio results video? No, I don't like your drawing. It's it looked like a little kid drew it. I don't know. I mean, I'm no art critic, but I wasn't personally fond of it. I mean, I didn't dislike it either. I just, you know, it's not like there's nothing that like jumped out at me like, wow, I look so good now that I'm a crappy cartoon character. But you know, I don't know. You know, it's your thing, man. Whatever. Purpose. For this, refer to Agent Smith's dialogue on purpose from The Matrix Revolutions. Or was that Reloaded? Matrix Reloaded. Just wondering, what exactly do you eat on a weekly, regular basis? Candy, fast food, and I drink a lot of Cokes, and that's it. That's pretty much it. Do you think science, reason, and logic will one day defeat religion? Yes, I do. Yes, I fucking do. I don't see how it couldn't. I mean, if you think about it, there's no way that we could become a species that could travel the stars. We'll never become a race of beings that are going to be traveling the cosmos, spreading the word of Jesus. I mean, it's just not going to happen. There's science, science becomes more powerful with each passing year, and religion, I think the reason that religion has seen such a resurgence here in this country is because they know it's their last hurrah, and so I don't think that religion will be around in 100 years in the Western world, and I think it won't be around in 300 years in the rest of the world. So, yeah, no religion. John Lennon was right. So I think that answers all the questions, and this video is probably about 30 fucking minutes long now, and I don't think I made a single fucking joke, so it's probably boring as shit, but I answered all the questions, and I got through it, so peace fucking out.